Thank you so much, Katie. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored to be here with my colleagues today to share our work with you all. And as we did just have a break, but as we've been sitting for about an hour, I just wanted to start with a stretch that's designed to kind of relieve muscular tension along the spinal cord and through the body. It also increases blood flow and is really good for alignment. So it's a seated yoga pose called Seated Mountain. So I ask you to start by just getting into a seated position that is most comfortable for you. And we'll take a couple of deep breaths in and out. And one more. And now we're going to raise our hands toward the sky and give them a good stretch. I'm just going to try to show that a little bit more on my screen, where we come up with our arms. And bring your palms to face each other, gently interlocking your fingers, or you can bring them together just to touch as you would during Namaste. When you do this, you should feel your abdominals engaging, your spine aligning. Sometimes you can even feel just a little crack in your back, but just hold that for a few breaths. In and out. We'll gently bring our arms back to our starting position. And going to try this one more time. We'll hold it for about 10 to 15 seconds. So we slowly bring our arms up, feeling your abdominals engage, holding for a few breaths. Wonderful. And slowly bringing our arms down, maybe twist to one side, a little bit of a spinal twist. And then to the other side. Really nice. And since we're all on Zoom so much, it's really great to be able to add this to your repertoire on some of those days where you feel you're sitting just too long. So when it comes to integrative health and wellness, it's helpful to explore a few areas which can have great influence on our well-being and can contribute to headaches. Dr. Bernstein referenced earlier in her opening remarks this concept of homeostasis. And it's something you may remember from a biology or a physiology class. But if you remember one word from today's talk, I hope that it's homeostasis. The definition of homeostasis is the physiological process by which the internal systems of the body, like blood pressure, body temperature, tissue fluids, are maintained at equilibrium despite variations in the external conditions. So quite literally, homeostasis means same state. We know when it comes to headaches, and specifically with migraines, that the brain is constantly seeking this same state. It doesn't like to be thrown out of balance when fluctuations occur. So it's important to tune in to where we can have some influence over keeping this balance in our mind and our bodies. Today, I will talk about 3 areas, and we'll finish with a guided mindfulness meditation. So the first area is sleep. For many of us, myself included, it's difficult to get 8 hours of restful, solid sleep a night. So many things can come into play with sleep. The stress of the pandemic is a big one we're all seeing in our practices as well as our lives. Young children, work, hormonal shifts, noise, light, all of these factors can keep us from getting optimal sleep. You may have heard of this concept called sleep hygiene. So having a hard time falling asleep, experiencing frequent sleep disturbances, suffering sleepiness during the day, those can all point to poor sleep hygiene. An overall lack of consistency in sleep quality or quantity can also be a symptom of poor sleep hygiene. So keeping in mind our word of the day, homeostasis, good sleep hygiene aims to keep the nighttime routine consistent and prepares your mind and body for a good night's sleep. Good sleep hygiene is all about putting yourself in the best position to sleep well each and every night, and consistency is key to this equation. So this means going to bed at the same time every night, waking up at the same time every morning, setting up a nightly routine that is predictable and calming. And yes, it may sound boring, but it actually really works. So you may decide to do something like take a bath or a shower with lavender oil or some kind of aromatherapy that's relaxing to you, lavender body wash, some gentle yoga, stretching, self or a partner massage, a relaxing meditation. Your bedroom should be cool, quiet, and dark without screens or blue light from a TV or an iPad or a phone. Implementing this routine on a nightly basis signals to your brain that it's time for sleep. So I do know this can be difficult, but it is an aspiration if sleep is an issue for you. The second area is exercise. Research shows that getting 30 minutes of aerobic exercise a day can decrease pain and decrease the intensity and duration of headaches by modulating the pain process in the brain. So specifically, regular physical exercise reduces excitability of central neurons, alters the neuroimmune signaling in the central nervous system, and increases the release of endogenous opioids and serotonin in the brainstem pain inhibitory pathways. Our bodies were made to move, and movement feels good. So exercise is critical and so good for not only your brain, but your heart, your mood, your joints, and your whole musculoskeletal system. With the pandemic, so many of us are out of our usual routines. If we were going to the gym or indoor classes, we are likely not doing that. The upside is a lot of us have been spending way more time out of doors, and being out of doors in nature is a perfect way to add some mindfulness into your day. So whatever form of exercise you choose, you will be more apt to make it a habit if it's something that you enjoy doing. So if you don't like running, maybe running isn't the best kind of exercise for you, but if you enjoy walking or cycling or taking a hike in the woods with your dog, you'll be more apt to do it and enjoy it if it's something that brings meaning into your life or that you enjoy. Downloading a playlist that gets you motivated with good music, enlisting a friend to walk with you, these are all good ways to make this practice a habit. The accountability and additional benefits of being able to spend time talking and socializing are also good for the psyche. The third area is stress. So stress, as we know, is unavoidable. There's good stress, a new baby, a new house, a new job, or troubling stress that comes with illness, unexpected loss, family crisis. Both kinds of stress wreak havoc in the sympathetic nervous system. Stress causes an incredible cascade of mind-body events known as what you may have heard before called the fight or flight response. It happens when a situation causes the amygdala area in your brain to hijack control of your response to stress. The amygdala disables the frontal lobes and activates the fight or flight response. So the fight or flight response is a physiological response to a stimulus, which our bodies consider dangerous or life-threatening. This response, which is also called the acute stress response, is familiar to most of us as the intense feeling we get of anxiety, sometimes shaking, fear, that can occur when our bodies prepare for a possible emergency. In the fight or flight response, stimuli result in stimulation of the sympathetic nervous system, which then sends a message to the adrenal glands, which results in the release of stress hormones. You've heard of epinephrine, norepinephrine, cortisol. These are some of the hormones that are released. These, in turn, lead to symptoms associated with the response that you feel in your body, including an increased heart rate, rapid breathing, changes in blood flow, sweating. So those are all the responses that the nervous system, when it's kicking in. So the body can be activated to produce the fight or flight response when it senses real threat or danger outside of itself. For example, you hear a siren or you smell smoke. Or it can activate this response from signals produced by the brain that suggest a perceived threat. So something like you're stuck in traffic and you think to yourself, oh no, you start spinning, my whole day is ruined, this is going to affect everything. When stressors are always present and you constantly feel under attack, your fight or flight reaction stays turned on. The long-term activation of the stress response system and the overexposure to these cortisol hormones and other stress hormones can disrupt almost all of your body's processes. So this is when people find themselves in a state of constant stress. Feeling under attack all the time can lead to fear, anxiety, and we find ourselves stuck in a negative cycle. Anxiety is the feeling of fear that is out of proportion to the situation or that arises when there is no clear threat or actual danger in a situation. Worry is the mind's manifestation of thoughts about the situation in mind. Anxiety, fear, and worry all arise when we turn away from the present moment and we become lost in memories, stories, and beliefs about the past or future. So when we shift our attention away from the present to someplace else, it sometimes is just an unconscious habit of mind, and it's usually not helpful. So what can we do? Mindfulness. Mindfulness is an awareness that follows from kind and non-judging allowing, from present moment centered attention. The idea of approaching stress, anxiety, and pain using mindfulness and meditation is based on an evidence-based model called MBSR, Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction. This model was developed by Jon Kabat-Zinn and Saki Santorelli and their colleagues at UMass Medical Center in Worcester. The MBSR approach has been shown to offer benefits for treating a variety of medical conditions, including those marked by anxiety, depression, and pain. Because this approach is based in a healthcare model, these mindfulness-based meditations and practices are open to anyone and do not demand any specific religious or spiritual orientation. So anyone can practice and benefit from being more mindful. Mindfulness is an awareness that is sensitive, open, kind, gentle, and curious. It arises from paying attention on purpose in a way that is non-judging, friendly, and does not try to add or subtract anything from whatever is happening. It is often said that in practicing mindfulness, you practice being, not doing. This means that you stop trying to change things and you start opening, allowing, and noticing what is happening more closely and carefully. Being mindful means paying attention on purpose with an open mind and an open heart. It means a kind of noticing centered in the present moment. The type of meditation I want to share today is called a loving kindness meditation. For so many people who experience stress due to the pandemic or headaches or other illness, life is unpredictable, and we can find ourselves living in a state of what is called anticipatory anxiety, feeling anxious about the possibility that you might get a bad headache, which forces you to miss an important event or not be at your best at home or at work. No one wants to let people down, and there are feelings that can accompany this of disappointment, guilt, negativity. Loving kindness meditation uses specific phrases of friendliness and well-wishing, and is based on perhaps the most ancient form for practicing loving kindness meditation known, Buddhism. This type of practice is said to have been taught by the Buddha to his followers. So during loving kindness meditation, all we need to do is commit to some dedicated moments of appreciation, gratitude, and encouragement, first to ourselves and then to others. This practice has a long-lasting impact on our mind and our body, and kickstarts a ripple effect of positivity that is truly empowering. Some proven benefits of loving kindness meditation include less self-criticism, more positive emotions, fewer self-destructive thoughts, reduced pain symptoms, and more resilience. So I'd like to start a loving kindness meditation. I'll ask you to begin by finding a comfortable place of stillness. You can be seated, standing, lying down. Allow your eyes to gently close and bring your attention to your breath. Take a deep inhale through your nose and a full exhale through your mouth. Take another deep breath in, all the way down into your belly, and let it go. Imagine going deep within your heart until you find a place of stillness, a place of peace. And in that place, begin to call in a version of yourself. You might imagine yourself as you are today. Or maybe you imagine yourself as a child, or at a moment in time when you felt sad or lonely. A time when you could have used a little bit more love. Imagine yourself. Notice your face. Notice what you are wearing. Connect with how you feel in that moment. And then begin to imagine yourself at that moment in time, surrounded by beautiful white light. Become aware that this light is a very special light. It is a peaceful, healing light. A light of pure, unconditional love. Imagine sending this light to that version of yourself, allowing the light to melt away any sadness, any loneliness or worry, any fear, any heaviness or heartache. Imagine the light melting it all away, enveloping you in a soft, warm glow of unconditional love. Allow yourself to receive that love, and with every breath you take, feel the light growing bigger and brighter. Imagine yourself melting and dissolving, becoming pure love. Feel a sense of healing, a knowing that somehow everything is okay. Breathing in love and kindness and exhaling to just let go. When you feel as though you've fully received this love, maybe there's someone else in your life you'd like to send love to today. Someone who could use some extra love and kindness. Feel this person in your heart, and just as you did for yourself, imagine enveloping them in healing white light. Imagine sending them so much love. Send them kindness and comfort. Send them the message that everything is okay. Feel them receive it. And finally, imagine our whole world. Picture billions of people, animals, plants. Imagine our planet Earth and surround the Earth in healing white light. Imagine sending unconditional love, kindness, and healing. Imagine that light dissolving all the pain, all the heartache, all the suffering. Imagine this light of love filling our world with joy, filling our world with peace, filling our world with hope. In closing, take a deep inhale through your nose. Breathe it out through your mouth. And when you're ready, start to become aware of your body. Maybe move a little bit. Finish with our arms up again like we started, overhead. As though you are awakening into a new day, a new version of yourself, of your life, of this world. A world filled with love and kindness, hope and peace. Feel the openness of your heart, and when you're ready, blink your eyes open and back to the present. I hope you found some of this material hopeful for your own health and wellness. I thank you for participating, and I think I also went over, so I'm sorry if that felt a little rushed, but that is the gist of a loving kindness meditation. There are so many different scripts that you can find online or in different resources, but I hope that resonated for some of you. So I thank you.
Thank you so much. You didn't go over because we started 5 minutes late. So your timing was perfect. I'm going to ask you one question someone has on here. She said, yes, for every simple task she does, her body goes into fight and flight mode.
Oh.
And which triggers a migraine. Do you have any suggestions for her?
First of all, that's so difficult, and I'm sorry to hear that. It is, this conditioned response that we're all, in particular, with everything going on with the pandemic, so many people are feeling more and more stress on a daily basis. I think what I would say is starting a daily meditation and or mindfulness practice can be a really nice way of ramping down that autonomic response. So when we were talking before about the sympathetic nervous system and how it kicks in to these triggers, I'm not sure what happened there. I think I was muted. But this meditation, we know, is the relaxation response is an exact opposite of the stress response. So doing a daily practice of meditation can really make it can help significantly with these kinds of symptoms. I would really encourage you to, whether it's an app on your phone, there are some great ones, Headspace, Calm, Breathe, Insight Timer, some great apps that you can put on your phone. And when you're feeling that stress response, counter effect it with a meditation or a relaxation response.
Wonderful. That's great advice. It's helped me this year too with COVID. So awesome advice. Loved all your information, and I'm going to try to adapt some of that to my daily routine as well.
Great. So, thanks so much.
Thank you. Yes, thank you so much.